Man, my transition just is super broken now. I don't know. I don't even know how to fix it. Anyways, guys, welcome back. We are going to get started on our next chapter. Alright, the story is graphically different. Full motion animation. Two killers. Two different buildings? And a stuffed Joker. Any text? Here we go. It's been 2 months since Maya left. Since I think the pronunciation is Maya. Since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Maya Fey. Oh, you're not Maya Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Maya Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from Edgeworth, the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's right. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You are better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Tugging on the heartstrings. Maya, could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name is Ema Skye. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator. Oh. You may be hearing reverb because I have forgot to reset this back to monitor only. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young. I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right? I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Maya Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Maya Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I guess we're gonna make our way to the detention center. February 22nd, detention center, visitor's room. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want a raise this year, Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow, and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in the court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Oh. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? How do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Skye. I'm Chief Prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's disposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? in your subordinate's car, trunk, classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. This better not be Gumshoe. I've already grew fond of him. And if they just threw him under the bus, I'm gonna be sad. Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. So she's the one who would have had Manfred von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and I can't remember the first guy we had as a prosecutor, but it wasn't Miles. She's their boss. Those are my responsibilities, in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana, what happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait. She was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way from here from his office. Thank you, the Ronald McDonald, for the follow. Hello. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey. It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year, and she was auditing the class. She was different from the other students. Different. She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you just say you did? If I lose you, I'd be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright. Yes. I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor. Again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. So let's jump over there. How's your day going? McDonald. So there's a lot. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're going to be my coworkers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here. See? Hey there. You 'spectin' to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and it's up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. But Mr. Marshall! What am I looking at? Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What is this guy talking about? And he's drinking. You headlong home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that a hombre? A friend of yours? Kind of. Sort of, yeah. He's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Okay, this stands out. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into your pocket. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in every detail. By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay. Now, look at the courtroom record. You have to be sure to examine the evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Oh my goodness! What an improvement! Look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with a press of the A button. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID was added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Okay. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both, kind of a dual purpose. The Theory of Relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity, are you sure that was his name? Okay, so I can't get to the arrows. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how that makes any difference either way. An oil drum. It looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. Definitely a cuckoo. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears! It must be due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. No, my hearing! Ah, ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific term, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I failed to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Okay, I think I've now examined everything. Oh. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You could see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe. Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Oh, slide. Okay, we have more to examine here. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle? Eh? Please. No problem, partner. Bad time for vittles anyways. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find you a cerveza? Cerveza. Prosecutor's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter. Note to self, look up Vittles, Saloon, Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great! Maybe there's some clues around here. Mr. Wright, let's check it out. Excuse me. Were you two all set? Us? Ooh, look at this pretty lady. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, wasn't it? Was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passersby. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly the way to greet someone, even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up, huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes. You might say, yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. She's the witness. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen. Oh, please, cough up queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. She means it. Okay, so before we go up, let's talk to Angel. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. The evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors' convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence to all this, evil? Young miss, mark me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Because you're bulimic? Blah. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones. The one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut. Gosh, she has a way of speaking, and it's just throwing me off my game of reading. The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunches of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now I wonder, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. Well, if we're supposed to be in Japan, she's getting her meals from North America. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tussauds trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches. And since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kinda like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cough-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Okay, so we finished talking. Do we have anything to present? About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady. Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? I was saying if she maybe knew the guy's face. Okay, I guess we're gonna go up to the office. And here I thought the outfit that Miles Edgeworth wore was just a personal outfit. Seeing it on the left there, looks like the prosecutors have to dress up. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What? That's a shield. It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whosever office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright? You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course. I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once, and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty, bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing. She certainly can scream. Also, I thought this was supposed to be Chief Prosecutor's office. I did not realize this was Miles' office. So the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean, wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister then? Yes, sir. Ema Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand... Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth! To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimonies, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's got to be more story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Skye? Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she's felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood. No prints. Edgeworth. What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Maybe someone else was trying to frame Miles, and Lana is taking the bullet because Miles has already gone through so much. Let's examine a few things. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh. Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His hair is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. Whoa, these are all case files. They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on a ladder. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend! What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished, so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Whoa. What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time of impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right from Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh. There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy. Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. Wendy Oldbag. Okay, coat. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket? Right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as pillows. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. The Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for king. Yeah? You got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Sounds like the Employee of the Month, only better. King of Prosecutors trophy was added to the court record. I did not read that box. Given to Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors, at the PD on the day of the murder. Okay. Talk? I think that's it. Let's move back to the underground parking. Let's see if we can present this to her. Could you take a look at this? You. Yes. You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it, so that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is a waste of time. Okay, let's go back to High Prosecutor's office. Hey. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on this. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be foreigner. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have a kind of ring to it. I'm not seeing anything else on the trophy. Okay. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyways? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth, in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Okay. I'm seeing nothing else to examine. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you very much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. So basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Okay. Really quick. Okay, I can't examine the cut line. Now let's talk to him about yesterday. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day. Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub added to the court record. This is the parking stub from the underground parking. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. What the heck is this clown? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What, did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lip blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the... give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right? Yes, sir. He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the police department, as that patrolman of the same police department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Before we disappear, let's see if there's something on the back. Nope. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is the date of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Okay. Now let's move down to the underground parking. Move again to the police department entrance. February 22nd, police department entrance. Phew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he doesn't seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here, fast. Hey, pal, what are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know, I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Skye's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically? Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true, we've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guys in there are our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyways, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene? It's unheard of, pal. Sounds like he doesn't really like the guy. Can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal. This is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it in to the police. It's people like you that get me in so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with it? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too, but Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there to the parking lot, and Lana is confessing as much. I think Goodman was killed here at the police department and was carried and brought over to the prosecutor's office. Someone stuffed him in Miles's car while he was here getting the trophy, so Miles would have had no idea that he was carrying a body. That's what I've got so far, based on the prequel details too. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife. Huh. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, what could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers must be because of the rumors. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife. Okay, so the two items were tied together. Oh, Edgeworth's troubles. He's in a tough spot again. Again. Well, it all started with the murder of the defense attorney Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses, nothing outright. But there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. While Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, the latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Okay, now we got to examine. I was wondering about that. What, the dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. I made this, Detective... You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances and dances. It's just dances until the batteries die. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. That's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let's just try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction. I'd be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Okay. That's not what I wanted to look at. This was. Oh, I don't get to look at it any further than that. Hey, look here. It's like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter of something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right, at least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Okay. I was wondering about that. What, okay. Let's see if there's probably nothing else to look there. So let's go back here. February 22nd, Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams then tonight, baby. Oh, still here? Hello? Why the surprised look? Didn't I mention I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too? What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange. Guy to put in charge of a crime scene? Unless the police department is trying to cover up something. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ha, that old cow dog. He's holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Think he just miswrote. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny, let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Okay. So, let's examine. This rope, is it? Yep. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime scene took place in the underground parking lot at a prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. Not planning on giving up my job that soon. B block is through there. That's where visitor parks. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like that cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. What's this? It looks like some sort of note. Look, something's written on it. Good man. You're right. Let's see. 6, 7S, 12, 2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed? Well, so, what does that mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Okay. So, no investigation of that either. Let's go back. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Skye and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot. So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago. Tell you the truth? Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now. So how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. They're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth. That cow dog's been kicked out of the cattle run by order of Chief of Police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Okay. Autopsy report. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male. Date and time of death, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab was found. Also, I thought it was from LA. Okay. 5:12. The prosecutor's bright red steed came in at a trot, real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. A toy shield suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self. Prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Okay, so he doesn't care about the knife. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance? In this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny... Everything's bigger in Texas, we get it. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Okay, so we have the autopsy report. Edgeworth isn't up here anymore. I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. As a detective... okay. So got nothing new there. She's still not coming back here. Don't think there's anything else to examine though. Oh, hold on. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Of course. Right. Let's check it out. Okay. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's just check this phone out. Okay. Had to make sure nothing else was gonna trigger. Let's see who this owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defensive and he doesn't think first. He just pushes the button. Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyways? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Skye. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ringing just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone, a wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. What's wrong? You look like you do. You look like I do during finals. Never mind. It's nothing. Was she trying to phone me? Lana Skye. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. My condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, there's something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prosecutor's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicion about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? Sorry. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you'll find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but It's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. Well, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not a criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? The popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. And with that covers our 2-hour stream. So I won't be able to get through the court case, unfortunately. We will save, and we will jump here. So thank you guys so much for joining me today on today's episode or stream of Phoenix Wright. This whole stream is going to be put down as an episode on YouTube. It will be coming out on Friday because it's just how I'm rolling with the way this stream is working. On top of that, we've already finished up Metroid Dread. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some one-offs until the launch of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, because that is going to be the next game that we stream here on Twitch. If you guys are interested, we might be doing some Mario Party. We might be doing some Among Us. I haven't quite decided yet, primarily because I don't know what Mario Party is like. I'm literally opening it in a few minutes with my bro to play a few rounds. But Among Us might be fun because it's always fun being accused, blaming other people for murder. Really goes well with this game. I think that's about it. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw here, you can always follow me here on Twitch or subscribe to me over on YouTube. If you want to talk to me more directly, I do have a Discord server. The Discord server is found in the links down below, and you can join anytime. It's a very casual spot, so anyone is always welcome to join. We do have a few rules to follow, of course, as any Discord server does. So, next time, we will be continuing this next Saturday. I'll see you guys all in the next stream. Bye.